Hey, are we ready to go?
I'm rolling.
Oh, that is freaking awesome. Watch this. I know how to get these things started. Got a call last night from an old friend's wife, said I hate to bother you. Well, Johnny Ray fell off the wagon. He's been gone all afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Sounds Like Life with Darryl Worley. That'd be me, and I've got a cast of characters here today. I'm going to tell you. We'll start down here. Let me just explain real quick that this is one of the. I'd probably have to say this is the first really true country band that I ever put together. I didn't say contraband. But and I mean, we didn't get together and do this to be just kind of fooling around, I had given up my real job at that time and was trying to pursue a songwriting thing and so it was serious for me, especially, and but these guys took it just as serious as I did, and we've got an extra. Lytle here worked with me in bands even before these guys, but then the Full House band started out. It'd be me, Sean, Jody, Donnie, and Dennis, and I'm gonna introduce everybody, and we'll just get into all of this mess. But I just felt like. Huh?
Tangled up mess.
It'll be a tangled up mess. I just felt like that and I've talked to my manager about this several times. I said this could be everybody's favorite episode because it'll just go. There's no telling where this is liable to go, and I guarantee you they'll want it back by popular demand. But so Dennis Rose down there on my right, all the way on the end. Dennis is a very dear friend. All these guys are someone who I've just loved forever and absolutely love his voice and his singing. He plays great rhythm guitar and was one of the front men. Me and him kind of did, I guess you'd say, the majority of the lead singing. And I learned harmony from these guys and some other people too. But I did what I could to help back Dennis up and any of the rest of these guys that were singing. But Dennis was definitely what I would say one of our singers and a great rhythm player. So we had those two things covered. Donnie Cossey was our bass player, sings a lot, good solid picker, never played too much, which you can't hardly pay enough to get that. And
tenor singer.
Not. But Donnie brought a lot of the like credence and different things to the table that, I mean, 9 times out of 10 when Donnie struck up on a tune, the dance floor filled up because that was the
Absolutely.
jam. They wanted to honky tonk and get out there and throw down to it. And then Jody Copeland right here beside me was our guitar player.
The man.
Incredible guitar player. Even before, when I was in junior high, I'd hear about Tim Harden sometimes, and I hear about Jody Copeland.
Jody bring a guitar to school.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And an amp.
Yeah, I played my way through the 9th grade.
Absolutely.
He did.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I think that we could say all of us were kind of surrounded by it our whole lives. Yep. And another way to say that was we didn't have a prayer. Anyway, that covers these boys. And Jody's a great singer too, good harmony singer and great lead singer. He did a lot of the singing. We all sang.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I was forced to. In the first band I was in, I didn't want to. They said, if you're going to be in this band, you're going to sing.
We had to have you.
No,
anybody. We had to have you because when we went to passing that hat, that might happen 3 times.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, there was nothing to it. And
Repeat
people,
the same songs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we had to have
Not many bands, you get 5 singers.
Yes.
Yeah.
5 harmony singers.
This is Lytle Smith. And now, like I said, mentioned before, Lytle, a great, incredible piano player, incredible singer, and a great harmony singer too. And so, as a matter of fact, him and Marvin Franks had a whole lot to do with me ever knowing how to sing a note of harmony.
You caught on pretty quick.
I could always. my mama taught me to sing some of the high parts of the above my brothers, but I could never hear the stuff underneath. It just didn't. whatever that was, y'all taught me to do a whole lot of both. You know, Marvin was probably the best I've ever seen. He goes, it just don't make sense to me why y'all can't do this. He said, you're singing in unison.
Yeah.
He said, you're singing in unison. And I was like,
Unison.
I think that's unison, but I'm not going to get into it with him.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and he said, listen to the notes. He said, you just get on the harmony note and just sing exactly the same thing. And I thought, that's easier said than done for a lot of people. It wasn't hard for him. Sean Swan down there on the end, he was part of the original Full House band. That's a band that happened kind of after me and Lytle had done a bunch of picking together. But Sean was our drummer, and I will never forget the very first time that we struck off a tune. I just remember thinking, I ain't never felt nothing like this before. Remember us talking? We all said,
"Who's this kid?
Lord, what in the world?" And so, I mean, I tell you, we got a world-class drummer, studio class musician, and that was, kind of willing to get out here and be a road warrior with us, weekend warrior. It was weekend warrior for a little while, and then we went to playing 3 or 4 nights a week sometimes, and making some money too. I mean, like I said before, so that's the introductions, and y'all know who what is. Anybody that wants to throw out a subject to talk about, like I said before, we have to use discretion.
We'll get the drummer. Since we start with him, since we played with some good drummers, but like you said, that
we
night,
have.
Man, we played about a fourth into that song. Like, who's this boy?
Unbelievable.
But I'll tell you what, Sean Swan puts you in a pocket, man. It's just like,
It's there.
we did the benefit show back a couple of Halloweens ago with Moose, and I hadn't played in a while. And young boy was there, and he said, "Man, I've been watching you play all night." He said, "You look like you make it easy." I said, "It's the man behind it. It's not nothing to do with me."
He's got a lot to do with it.
But man, he puts you in the pocket. And
it takes a drummer and a bass. When they lock that dude in, then your job is easy.
And I'm gonna tell you what though, if they don't lock in, so the bands that I played in that y'all don't know about, it was chaos. And I thought to myself, when I'm listening to music, it's not this hard.
Yeah.
Why is this frantic?
Yeah.
Why is it just all over the place?
Feel like
he
pulling
run
us.
us.
Huh?
He run us.
When he come to this mix right here,
I wasn't never the same after that because I couldn't.
Yeah.
Everybody that I played with
after you
didn't
left,
measure up.
after you left, we were walking around going,
You spoiled.
I mean, we just didn't. And so I was so excited, and I'd gone and bought a bunch of equipment and gear, and didn't even know how to wire it up. But I mean,
got together. At my house
Jody
first
always-
night,
yeah, first night we rehearsed was at Dennis's
Jody
house.
knew
pulled the
about.
boat out, and
Jody
we
knew
didn't
about
even know who
sound.
Sean was.
Yeah, well, you know, Christy, my
Right.
first wife, y'all were cousins.
That's right.
And so I had just lost my gig. I was just thankful that there was another band that was working
was
because she said,
thankful.
"Well, my cousin Darryl, he's starting to play music, whatever." And
And you pull up in a Volvo station wagon full of drums, and we're like,
yeah, I have my big Volvo.
Wasn't it white?
silver.
Was it silver?
Yeah,
I think that was a silver
about
one.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Silver.
I could cram
It's
everything I
almost
owned in there and PA if I needed it, But
We used to do that with 65 Plymouth, didn't we,
Yeah,
Johnny?
we took the back seat out of his Plymouth and hauled all the equipment to the pad in Waynesboro.
Yeah.
When we
I
couldn't,
remember when
when
y'all
we
was
couldn't
doing
borrow
that.
my brother Danny's truck, we had the camper. We took the back seat out of it, put all the gear in there, and away we'd go.
Boy, we could-
Yeah.
We could talk
Yeah.
about. I'm
That
not
was a
going to go
habit.
there, but talk about. You want to talk about discretion? Talk about that pad.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
yeah,
Lord have mercy.
Oh,
I
man.
wound up buying that place.
So Ray took care of
I
you, though.
did.
you owned
Before
that
it was
place.
over?
No, after it burnt.
You did.
Yeah, and I was going to put a sawmill in there, and I got over that corner, the concrete slab still there. I said, "Wow, I'm sober." That's the truth.
Jody,
Oh, I believe you.
Jody always liked the French fries. He was hooked on them French fries.
Yeah, believe
Oh,
me.
that
They have
place
good
was something
steak,
else,
too, boy.
man.
Yeah.
It was something else. Hey,
Uh,
let's take us. Let's go backwards just a little bit
Okay.
from the Full House days.
Easy.
We'll have to show this. We go when we get back to the Full House. We'll have to show this this fancy digital rendering that Donnie brought of our first
Yeah, they're flyers.
poster we passed out. But do you remember? Let's see. What was that place called over yonder at Shiloh? I've heard
Back porch.
the back porch
Yeah,
restaurant. And that's the first. Is that the first place we ever played?
Yeah, you was king.
King, all right. We play. I swear, I think that bottom floor was had dirt floors or something.
If it wasn't as awful dusty, wasn't it?
I think there was some dirt floors in there. I mean,
Yeah, you know Jimmy Lipford wouldn't have done nothing like that.
boy, I knew him well after about 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, that was a ways back.
That's when they had the buffet there.
Yes.
All you could eat.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
go into the side there.
They'd always bring mine out to me.
Oh,
Yeah, they'd
You
bring a
lucky
little
rascal.
platter and set it out on a
He knew
stool.
people.
Me and Wayne Whitney and them was playing there at that time.
Yeah, I'm not
Do
as
you-
old as you guys because I got snuck in there when I was about 13 or so.
Oh, I don't even know if I was old enough to be in there. I can't remember. But didn't we rehearse at Marvin's?
Yeah.
And what was that called up there on the corner by my house?
Friar Tucks or the Golden Rule.
That's it.
That was
yeah.
a big
That's
one.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
He put
That's
he had
where
a
we-
disco in there,
right.
Friar Tucks at
So
one time.
help me remember.
Old Marvin said, he said, what do you think about that boy? I said, well, he's tall. He looks good. He can carry a tune. I said, you're looking at a star. He said, you think so? That's true.
Marvin's Marvin.
Boy, I will tell you. So Donnie brought up you'd been working with him, and y'all had a girl and a guy.
Yeah, the drummer and his wife, but she was Jackie Ward's daughter.
And that was at the Moose
Big
Lodge,
Blue
wasn't it?
Diamonds. Yeah, we were playing different
Yes.
places.
That's right.
And then something happened there that we had that called Texas Rose Band. It went on. The
Texas
Lytle-
Rose. I remember that.
That's when I first met Billy Pickens.
Yeah.
Was during that Lytle was playing piano. Billy came
Yeah.
down. He, was.
Oh, you were in that band.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what the other band was that I worked with you, and that's it.
That
Yeah,
that was a little prior to that because we added some more on later is what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's part of us there. It's Marvin, me, you.
Yeah. Now the girl was gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, she left. He got you when they left.
That's
be
what-
careful.
That's what I thought.
No, that when the Wichita was playing with us some in.
Oh, I knew that.
Steve
Yeah.
Gooch. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
He
was
wound up
before.
Gooch.
That was
wound up-
before that though.
I remember him.
Okay,
was
so
big.
here's
Texas,
what,
yeah.
here's what I was going. This is what made me think of this. Marvin. Oh boy, I've got so many stories that I can't tell. Anyway, Marvin would get really frustrated sometimes, and so like I would do a Dwight Yoakam song, and I'd do it, and I'd put Dwight's twist on it. And I would vocalize a little bit of Dwight, and boy, the crowd just go crazy. And then I'd do a Willie Nelson song or whatever, and the crowd just go crazy. And here's the thing, Marvin was jealous. Yeah, he'd get, wouldn't he? He'd get.
He was serious, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. But let me explain where I'm going with this. I don't mean he was jealous of me. I mean Marvin was a jealous person. He didn't want somebody else getting all the
No.
attention, did he?
No, sir.
And I get it, and I get it.
Yeah,
And
I
I-
was feeling
and I-
any of
and
his
I
thunder
get
at
it.
all.
I get it
Yeah.
because he was so freaking talented. I totally get that. But here's what he told me, and he was absolutely right. He said, Darryl, and he would tell me this on break. And the reason he'd tell me this on break is he was thinking, I hope he don't go back out there and do that again. This is killing me. But he was absolutely right. He said, Darryl, he said, we've got a Dwight Yoakam. We've got a George Strait. We got a Merle Haggard. We got
Right.
all these people that you're mimicking.
Right.
And he said, and one of these days, you're going to have to figure out who Darryl Worley is.
Right.
And he was absolutely right.
He hit
Yes,
the nail
sir.
right on the
Yeah.
head.
He was
Yeah,
absolutely
he really
right. And I'm
did.
going to tell you, if he hadn't told me. And so it was right then that I got much more serious about writing songs because I thought, you know what? if I'm gonna sing my own way, I want to sing stuff that I completely have a personal connection to, that I can relate to, and then I'll know how to inflect it with my voice.
Yep.
And that is the God's honest truth. That's where it kind of all started for me.
Then you went through that Aaron Tippin phase.
Yeah, I sure
Don't
did.
forget that.
But I wasn't singing like him on purpose.
No,
it was just a
we
nasal.
always aggravated you about that.
You know what happened to me though that helped me more than anything? I wound up finally having to have surgery on my head from where it had been damaged quite a bit, and they took the whole bone out of my nose, reconstructed my sinuses, and built me a new septum out of cartilage. I still have the bone from my nose.
Wow. I didn't.
And
know
this was
that.
after we had gotten on the road, after I had my record deal and everything. But it helped me get past a whole lot of that Aaron Tippin nasally South Carolina twang thing. And I just learned to sing a little bit different in my throat. And it's I still have a twang, but it ain't near what it was at that time. You know, I don't believe you can ever get to the end of learning about what you can do musically with your voice, with your picking.
Yeah.
I'm a better player than I've ever been in my life,
Yep.
and a whole lot of that is doing it and seeing that. You know, you can feel the band like anybody else, and you can get right in there with them. If you do anything enough, you just go, well, this ain't the hardest thing in the world, but it's like my grandpa said, surround yourself by people that are way better than you, and they'll pull you up.
That's great.
right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I've always done that.
That's what made me think. We was talking about Sean a while ago when Matt, my son, plays guitar, started playing. We were doing a VFW dance, and some reason Sean had to come and help us. And that first night, Matt was just like enamored. You know, I said that'll make you want to play. I always find
Mesmerized.
better people to play with. I'm not.
And he's
Absolutely.
a heck of a musician.
But
and
you
he
want-
learned how to play
Yes,
from
he's
us.
good.
You know, from our little
Yeah, he
band
listened to
tapes
Moose
that we
Lodge
had.
tapes,
You
and
know,
that's where we. In there.
he did. He learned
Yeah.
how to count off songs
His,
and all that.
his
you
mama
know.
told me one time, you know, after he got grown, wasn't around as much, that I miss in that guitar keep me up at night, you know. But he did. And I'm not knocking anybody we ever played with, but that was his first taste of getting in the pocket and
Yeah.
what it was all about. But he was
Well,
just-
he had a great,
yeah,
you two together. I mean,
yeah.
I remember when we was talking about all this, and Donnie came up.
You did.
I had
You
heard
did.
you
You did.
play several times, and I thought, wow. And y'all said this a while ago. It ain't too often that you have a band. Sean sings too, and I didn't even bring
Oh,
that
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But it ain't very often that you have a band where you got 5 singers.
Absolutely.
That's what blew me away when we first played, because and we were everybody listened to the singer.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you really, all these guys, everybody being singers, and I listened to you not too long ago. You did something I watched online, and I thought, man, your voice is, and I'm not blowing your head up. I'm just being honest. Your singing voice was better than I've ever heard it, and
Thank
seasoned, because you had
It is
guys like
that.
that accompany. You know,
Yes.
I mean, listen, that's to me everything that the band does. It needs to be reflection of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're getting soft, we're getting soft. You're driving it, we're driving it.
Right.
You know, we're not. It's
Dynamics.
not a show. It's not. You know, all this. If anybody said, "Oh, that guitar player, that backup singer," that's fine. But
Yes.
if it doesn't do anything for the song, and you're not listening to the singing, whoever's singing, then it's not right.
You're exactly right.
And there was, I mean, I got to say, there's some chemistry.
yeah.
I
Absolutely.
mean, because you know, I know you've played with world class players, and these guys have played with players, and it doesn't always click.
We ain't
We
all
were
played
just
with
very
Vern
lucky.
Gosden, though.
Well,
Or
we had
Patty Lovelace.
we were very
Darryl Worley,
fortunate
I mean-
that it all clicked. You know that. It was-
the chemistry's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people
yeah.
say to me, you know, that's my background is biology and chemistry, and I don't talk about this very much. But people say to me all the time, "Well, you never did even use your education," and I said, "You have no
Yeah,
idea.
you did too.
You have no idea.
Yes, he did.
You have no idea how
Yeah.
much chemistry is
Oh,
involved
yeah.
in music."
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm saying, what you're saying is absolutely right, Sean. Well, I'll tell you exactly what the deal is. that was a divine thing right from the get-go.
Absolutely.
That was a God
It
thing
worked.
from the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
minute. And I'm not trying to throw us into church here. We don't have we can go to church. It ain't gonna bother me a bit.
Absolutely,
We
bro.
get our bills.
That's
taken
why
care of.
that's why we're all using discretion, because we've changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You guys probably more than I have, but I mean I'm such a different human being than I was at that time. Man, I was wilder than a buck, and I'm so thankful
We
to
all
God
are.
that I just made it here to talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sincere
me
when I
too.
say that.
I
But
was most of the one that was always married at that time.
Oh,
I had
I-
young
I
kids,
know.
but now I'm the only one that's probably not married.
well, I'm pretty close. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I wish
Kimberly's like
Be,
she says you say something like that every episode.
I wish I was, you know.
What was he saying
Cancer
there?
takes a lot of people, but yeah, y'all talking about the chemistry of the band. That's what I love. Man.
Yeah.
I just,
It was perfect, man.
I could name you people here that we was always around could sit down and eat up an instrument, eat up a bass, but they never could work in a band.
You're
They-
right.
They
Yeah.
tried.
You're exactly
Take
right.
3 chords. Take 3 chords.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And 3 people that
That's
it
it.
clicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
They
exactly
don't
right.
have to play no lead, no.
Man, this
put it in
man-
the
Right.
pocket.
Man, this
Yeah.
band right
He's
here.
the singer.
Yeah.
They're the ones. You're
Yep.
supposed to
If
make
we'd
it
have had
sound good.
him with
Oh,
us
my God.
playing
Oh, isn't that
keyboard
unreal?
at that
Oh,
time,
if we'd have
and
had
his
that.
singing.
Yes. Oh
It's
man.
all in the pen.
I didn't need no help. man.
Hey.
I promise you
Well, see,
that.
Jody and I could always. How many 3-piece gigs did we
Oh,
ever
Lord.
play? We got to find a decent drummer. Man, it just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
was Jody when he played. Man, he just comes from
Oh.
a different place. I never played with anybody that brings it out of inside of him. Just like
Easy now.
yeah, just it just comes. It just comes.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
It comes.
Well,
from a
here's
different
the
place.
thing. Here's the thing about Jody Copeland, and I can tell you, there's artists who sing, there's artists who songwrite and sing, and there's artists who play instruments. And he's an artist. He's not just a picker. And as soon as we started rehearsing and doing all that stuff, I thought, I've been out to hear every band that's ever played in Hardin County. I went to see a lot, and I'd get up and sing when I was 13, 14 years old.
Yep.
I've snuck to my uncle when my uncle had the hitching post. I've snuck down there and opened beers for him, and they'd get me up, and my daddy would find out about it and beat this snot out of me. But I've heard them all, and I mean, and I can start naming them. I'm not going to, but I knew immediately that what we had put together was way better than
Oh, yeah.
any of that I'd heard. And I
Yeah.
thought to myself, this ain't no coincidence, man. We've got something here. Boy, we worked a bunch of good gigs.
Them dollars at the
Wait.
doors told the story.
It's
That's
exactly
right.
right.
Yeah.
I still kid Marty Lewis. You know, Marty had the Young Guns band. We went to car rent and took the money at the Battle of the Band.
Yeah.
Y'all
Oh,
just brought your
I
fan
forgot
club with
about
you. That's
that.
what Marty
And
Talk
said.
about that. Talk about
You
that.
know,
A battle of the
they had
band.
just signed with Warner Brothers or somebody like that. The Young Guns band.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think Harold
And they-
Shedd. I think Harold
Yes.
Shedd was working with
Yes,
them.
right.
Or so they had a
That's
deal.
right.
And they
You know.
come down there and
So we heard about this battle of the bands that was going on, and the club was called the Body Doctor.
The body doctor. Now think about that.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
The
If you
body doctor.
if you ain't been to it, it was pretty happening place.
Yeah.
I've been there when the body was getting doctored.
Yeah.
I don't-
Hey,
I was gonna say, I
we
don't
were
know
all-
if there's any doctors
We
in
were
there.
all being medicated, for sure.
Oh, so we heard about this deal, and I never will forget it. I
Say
about
Dennis
burnt
is
my
alive.
clutch out of that little old Mazda truck, dragging that
Yeah,
big trailer over.
yeah, sure
I
did.
didn't ever take it that far a distance, and I didn't have to. But drug all that stuff over there, and we set up, and I could tell we played 30 minutes, 15 minutes.
Didn't play long.
We
It wasn't
played a
long.
bunch of
Songs,
originals. I know that.
Yeah, a
but
bunch
you know
of
what was
yeah.
so crazy about that is we went down there and
Oh,
the
we were.
folks up here come with us.
came with us.
Yeah.
We
They
had-
certainly did.
we had a thought
And I'll tell you something else. we were in hostile territory
Oh yeah.
because they were all from that direction.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we took it.
They were huge. They were big.
Oh, I
Tupelo
know.
and-
We
Marty,
took the
Marty
money.
Lewis, Matt's in a band with him now. He can cover any material
I-
alive.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
But he
it's-
said that's what he said. We brought our fan club with us. That's
No,
why y'all
no.
won.
No.
Did y'all take the money? and
We
run?
took
Yeah,
it.
we
bro.
did.
That's right.
Well, we
They-
didn't run.
We
I
didn't
stayed
run,
right.
bro.
When I left there,
Speak for
when I
yourself.
left there, I couldn't have run.
No. It was all we could do to find the ignition switch.
I was lucky to make it back home. I
Oh.
went, is that Mickey? No, that's
Took the
Mickey's.
money and crawled.
Mickey's that way.
But you'd have to watch Jody. He'd ride to the gig. But sometimes he'd be bad to walk back home from.
I have walked a long way. Somebody take my car from me. That's back when I drank. I quit all that mess.
Oh yeah.
He
But
walked
you was
from
talking a
Selmer
minute
to
ago.
what died there.
Oh yeah. But when now?
From
Well,
Selma?
there's
Yeah, I
so many
walked
things I
from
want to
Selma
bring
one
up.
night.
I'm having to go through this with a fine tooth.
Yeah.
But back to the body doctor. We were. They said, what was it? They said the reason we won the contest was because.
We brought our
We
fan.
brought all
No, they told Darryl because
They-
we done
They
original
told
songs.
me it was original material and,
Yeah.
and harmony.
But the reason
harmony,
why,
yeah,
the
that's
real
right.
reason why we won that contest is because we didn't have any competition. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you straight up.
It's coming out.
I'm just gonna tell you straight up.
Well,
There wasn't anybody there.
Well,
on
Jamie,
the same
Jamie and
level.
Dale Michael, I mean, they turned out
No.
pretty good.
Yeah, but
well,
yeah,
I mean,
but
it
look
was
who we had fronting us.
I know it. We had the
Yeah,
man in
but
I
front
mean,
a lot
of
did
us.
I
yeah.
say more?
a lot
I
of the
mean,
stuff was, and I believe this.
I
we
believe
we
it too.
didn't do just average original songs. We had decent
Yeah,
material.
absolutely.
Well,
And-
I still say that Louisiana Rain to me is
Yep.
It's a hit. It's a hit song.
it's a,
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
it's
good
a-
song.
You-
Great
you
song.
don't have to convince me because we saw it at
Oh,
night
yeah.
after, and we played it in places people never heard it before.
You know,
it filled
Yeah.
the
Oh
house.
It
yeah, absolutely.
What's crazy is I've told people that we were doing songs back then that you wrote that's
Yeah.
better than the stuff that you do now. And
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
putting anything
yeah.
you do down.
No, I know
But
what you're saying.
you had some great material.
And the harmony, y'all's
Me and
harmony.
Jody-
on that
me and
song
Jody
is
whooped
just
out,
I mean,
Hot enough to
chipmunks,
burn
man.
one night in Jackson. They was like, Darryl Worley.
Yeah.
That's Darryl Worley's song.
We looked that song out and they said, "Golly, whose song is it? Who does that?"
That's
I
one of
said,
the best
"Darryl Worley."
two-stepping songs
Who's
ever been
Darryl
written.
Worley? I
Yeah.
said, "You'll find out one day."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, hot
I
enough
still
to
remember
burn.
that picking, that little lick that come up with it. I still.
Oh, I guarantee you. I heard it here a while back on a cassette, and I think it was one that I had at the house. I've got a big thing full of cassettes that I have kept over the years, and there's a bunch of recordings on those
Oh,
that
yeah.
we would
I've
do
got a bunch of
do
them.
it at the board, and there's
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
you singing. And man, it's good. I mean, they wouldn't all turn out good because maybe somebody
Right
wasn't
behind.
right on their mic or whatever. But we were all singing, and I think Dennis was singing. "Oh, lonely sound." Didn't you do that one? Oh, my heart
I've
calling.
covered about every Vince thing that they.
Yeah.
I think.
Anything.
That was back.
Did we
in
do
my
that
kid
song?
days.
Y'all, somebody
Yeah,
will remember. If it's
yeah.
not that one, it was one of. Oh, maybe it was "Look at Us." We did that, didn't we?
We did
Done
that.
all of them.
Yeah, never knew lonely, but maybe that was it.
It's one of them songs, and I mean, I'm telling you right now, to come off of an old board like that at that time.
It sounded pretty good. didn't
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
man!
It's one of
And-
them early '90s songs, anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about is imagine the people that was out there that paid $5 to get in and hear us. Imagine what they thought when they come in and got a little dose of it. Like the first set, we'd just goof around and play old whatever songs, and people, I could see people out there going, they ain't playing.
Right.
Hey, I got to ask y'all a
Who these
question.
guys?
We've got to bring this up. Do y'all remember? Okay, two things. I'm going to just touch on the first one. Do you remember how there was always a big thing going on between the competition between the Moose Lodge and the American Legion? Remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back
Yeah.
and forth. Back
Yeah.
and forth. And then we got out there one time, got to picking, and it got so busy that they knocked that whole back wall out and it extended the room like 20-something feet. It was a huge
I
closet
remember
storage space. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do
And then they
remember
could
that.
put another 100 people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to that. But one night we were playing at the Moose, I believe, and it was calling for snow. And I don't remember if it was Frosty. I know it wasn't Rerun because he wouldn't have shut down for nothing. And it might have been whoever was before the governor before Frosty. Who would that have been? I can't remember.
I don't remember
Anyhow,
if it was
somebody
Rerun.
said
Roy Jones.
they wasn't
Oh,
going to.
bartender.
Oh, that's probably who it was.
And the old
Roy
one
Darryl.
too. He run.
I think it
too.
was.
Yeah.
And he
Lord.
said, we're shutting down. We're not having. And I done gone and set up the equipment. I was wore out. And I thought,
That'd been Roy, mate. He bought.
and you know what I told him? I said, you can't shut me down. I loaded her right back in a trailer. And guess where we played that night? Does anybody remember?
Snoopy or at Pickwick.
At Pickwick.
At Pickwick.
Right on the state line. What was it called? I can't remember.
Sparky Sands. wasn't it?
No.
Was it? What,
It's
there
not
was
the-
two of them back to
Yes,
back.
it's
there.
two.
Yeah.
But
State-
it wasn't the
State
it
Line
wasn't the
Club.
State Line Club. It was the other one, and that's where the dirt floor was.
Snoopy's? Was it called?
I don't think it
Snoopy's?
was Snoopy's. Man, I have had this has drove me crazy. What is that place? What was that place called? It looked almost like he's going in a cave.
I remember that.
Like a slab shack or something.
Donnie, do you remember?
I don't remember. I can't remember the name.
Oh, it's had several
Did y'all
different
have to carry
names.
me
It
in
probably
there that
was-
night? Or something? I can't
Probably was
remember.
Snoopy's at one time.
At one time.
But at this time it wasn't. It was. I want to say it started with an M. It was. Was it something about the spot or right there on the state line?
Yeah.
And you know what we did? We took our we took our fan base with us that night too. And not only that, but they got the word out, and it snowed, and we had a heck of a crowd.
It
Yeah.
was packed. I remember that.
Next night was more people.
And you remember whoever the owner was at that time?
They
They're like,
freaked
I
out.
don't know about y'all just coming in. It was look, we'll bring 100 people. I promise.
They freaked out.
And
They couldn't
they
handle it.
filed in there, man. It was packed.
They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. They didn't have enough waitresses, and there was not enough pizzas, not enough frozen pizzas. It was amazing. I got to think. I thought y'all would remember the name
I
of the place.
remember that, but I can't remember the name of the place.
But when we moved out there to the Legion, and they knocked that wall out, this is about the time that me and some gal from here was going through our problems. Discretion, and I couldn't even have a drink at this right at that time because every time I drove out on the highway, the law would pull me over, and which is fine, but because I'd be coming out of there, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I was paying attention to my surroundings. I ain't never seen such a bunch of fighting in my life. I mean, they'd fight in that parking lot. I've gone off
Yeah, that's a Legion for
and
you.
pulled people off of
I got
other
one or
people
two
thinking
out
they're
there
going to
myself.
kill somebody, and we're gonna all be caught up in this mess. I mean, people from Hardin County, you're right here next to Alabama and Mississippi, and they'd all show up from all the different states, and
Yeah.
they just didn't mix together, and it would be on, man.
Yeah, and they brought their lug wrenches with them.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's funny that you bring up who you were dating at the time, but I can remember in
Oh,
this
no.
very room, us getting together,
Hey,
the majority of us, and getting together and practicing for our local hee-haw
Yeah.
That's exactly
show.
right.
And I mean, that's,
When you
did.
said this room, I knew what you was going to say.
We did two complete different shows. One on Friday night was about 40 songs.
Whew,
A
Lord.
lot of work went in.
That is a
Hey,
lot
y'all
of work.
remember?
That's what kind of got me started doing this was those hee-haw shows.
Yeah,
Really,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I did them before.
Oh, yeah.
It was before we did our thing.
you got a taste of when you walked out on the stage and people, when they heard you sing and seen how you performed, you got a taste of that and you were hooked.
Well, you're exactly right. It did more
Yeah.
for me than it did for them.
Yep.
Because I remember
Absolutely.
thinking
Yep.
I could stand a whole bunch of these.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Kelly was he did them shows.
Yep.
We were with Fallon is one of Kimberly's best friends, and we were with them. We do a bunch of stuff together, and so I see Kamala all the time, and she was a part of that. She
Yeah.
was always in the hee-haw shows, and of course
She's a heck of a
I
singer.
think
Real
about,
talented.
oh my goodness,
Talented.
still sings good.
Yeah.
she still sings good. They had her to come down and do the what they call that Christmas on Main or something on Main.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Christmas on
Was
Main.
it Christmas on Main? She sung down there last year, and she still sings good. Kimberly called me. I couldn't be there. She called me and put her on speakerphone, and I was like, I hear her.
Oh man, yeah.
I tell her, I said, I know it's Christmas. Tell her, I said, do Pink Cadillac.
She was talented.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Man,
many of y'all remember old Clifford coming out everywhere we played and getting up?
Yep.
Clifford Valentine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, me and Jody.
I wasn't even 15-year-old. My mother and dad got a divorce, and I was playing music, been playing in churches and everything, and I got a taste of, I like this music.
Yeah.
And I got David Seaton, I think was the sheriff then, and signed a thing. My mother had to sign that I could play, but I had to sit at the end of the bar
I had one of
on
those.
the breaks.
Like hardship thing.
That's where I
That's
met your
correct. We all
daddy at.
probably
Yeah,
had
I had
That's
one of those
exactly
same.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You hear this? I had a
Permission
thing
slip.
that was
Mama.
signed. That's like my
Permission
mama
slip.
got to drive before she was old enough because of hardship. You know,
We had the hall pass.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so I'd play there in Clifford. You know, I'd have to sit at the end and drink
Yep.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but they didn't know that them Coca-Colas had old granddad.
Be easy.
He got me one night. I was playing with him
Here we
down
go.
at the Hideaway, down at the
Out goes
Hideaway Club,
discretion.
and he was supposed to have been
Well, he was.
babysitting.
He was.
He was.
He done a good job.
And every time he'd walk by the stage,
turned
he'd
out
hand
all
me
right.
that, and it was old granddad.
I know exactly
And
what that is.
I got so messed up. Honest to goodness, I don't remember even what we played. They
I've
said
never
we
seen
played
you like that.
real good, and
Me neither.
they said we played
I'm
real
just
good.
surprised.
Yeah,
When I come to myself, you know where I was at?
there's no telling.
I was crawling around in the parking lot trying to find the door to get back in. Honest
At
to
the
God.
Hideaway.
That's how bad I was. Yeah,
That wasn't the night you left with Moetta on the road.
it was not long after that. I
Did
left
you play with
Moetta.
Moetta?
Yeah.
I did not know
Got
that.
to Canada and nearly starved to death.
Yeah.
The
I
piano.
stuttered bad.
I
You know,
didn't
when
play
I
that
was
very
young,
Yeah.
I stuttered bad. And Clifford said, "You need some medicine." That stopped you from stuttering.
Yeah,
Though granddad medicine.
yeah.
Why, I didn't stutter a lick, and I thought I looked good too.
Hey, and we sounded better too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I learned? I learned this from a guy that is still with me. He's been with me real close to 20 years now, and I brought him on board to clean up my camp because it had just gotten out of hand. And you know, I don't mind saying that because this whole thing that we're sitting here just loving, I love this. It's this whole thing that we're talking about is a gift.
Yeah.
And when you abuse it,
Yep.
Absolutely.
it's so sad because, and I've done it. I mean, for years I did it. And you know, every now and then we'll get in a situation. I'll think, boy, I wish I had done that before it was time to play. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
having said that, this guy he made it so simple for me one day. He said, if you're going to hire me, there will be no drinking before the show out of anybody. And I said, really? And he said, no, sir. He said, and I'm going to tell you why. He said, you can go read this. He said, you're a biochemist. You got all this knowledge, hell. He said, I shouldn't even be having to tell you this. He said, you ought to know it. He said, the first drop of alcohol that touches your vocal cords, the quality of your vocal sound starts going away at that moment.
Yeah.
He
Dries
said,
them out.
because it's dehydration.
Yeah.
And he said, and if you don't know that, you're a fool. This is a guy talking to me. I ain't even hired him yet.
Right.
And I goes, well, I guess I'm a fool because I really didn't know that. I said, because it's what Jody just said. I thought it made me sound so
Yeah.
much better. Do y'all remember the night? No, this was a different band.
Oh, easy now.
This is a different band. It was the night. It was when me and Kelly was doing our thing, and we was at the harbor, and buddy, we were throwing down back then. I
The
mean,
harbor.
throwing
I
down
played that,
hard.
didn't we?
And this woman videoed the
Steve
whole
Virginia.
show. I had
Oh,
no
that
idea.
was-
She had a video camera set
that
up back
was-
there, videoed the whole show.
That
And she was so proud of that video, and
that
so
was
she
like
got us a
John's
copy.
Peterbilt.
And I'm gonna tell you something. My drinking went away after that for.
Made you sick, didn't it?
But it was the worst thing I'd ever seen of myself. I shed tears over it.
I remember that lady setting that up
It was
way in the
pathetic.
back.
Now I ain't gonna lie, I didn't always get tore up like that, but that night we were on a roll and I was tore up, and that sounded like crap. I mean, and she was so excited to get them videos to us, and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. I
But
mean,
those tapes and stuff that we did, that was some of the best learning
yes,
lessons.
yes,
Because I realized I had little ticks. I'd beat on the snare between our
yes.
songs, or we'd have 10 minutes. We'd have like
Right.
5 songs for the whole set, and just little things that you don't realize.
Right.
But that's
Yeah, I
That's-
learned a lot.
I learned a lot from
We
listening
did.
to it.
Well, it's just
from
like
listening to those tapes.
They say as like a golfer, the best thing in the world for a golfer to do is to set up a camera and video himself in his swing and then study that. And he said you'll see it immediately what you're doing
what
wrong.
you're doing, yeah.
And Joe Morris told me, he said, if you want me to be a part of this, then you're going to have to listen to me. And I said, okay, I will. And he fired like 3 the first week. And he was about to fire my drummer, which was Scotty Hawkins at the time. I know. One of the best drummers ever
Oh,
walked the
my
face of the earth. And I thought, oh, God, don't fire
Don't
Scotty.
do
Man,
Anyway,
I need him.
anyway, I said, okay, Joe, and so we got everything rocking, man. Got the new band members in. No drinking before the show. Boy, it made it a little worse after the show, but no drinking before the show. The shows were tight. The shows were good. Vocals were good. Didn't have reflux back in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe goes, he said, now that we got things squared away and everything's running like a smoothly oiled machine, he said, if you want to have a shot before the show, you're welcome to. He
Well,
said,
he thought you sounded better drink.
no. You know what he said to me? I threw that right back at him, and he said to me, he said, son, with them pipes, you ain't got to worry
That's
about
right.
it. He said,
That's
if it ain't messing up your diaphragm where you can't breathe, he said, just do your thing. 'Cause
We
he
all
said,
knew people, and I did good musicians locally in the tri-state area, but you couldn't get both of them. They either they couldn't get there, they'd be wiped out,
Oh, yeah.
or they'd get wiped out in the middle of the show. And I've had people would show up. Well, remember one gig at the hitching post, the guitar player got put in jail. He was from Bolivar for DUI. We couldn't even do the show that night.
That happened to us on the road. We was playing in South Carolina, a big show, and the law pulled up right beside the stage, kind of almost behind the stage, and walked up there and handcuffed my drummer and took him to jail.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but boy, they got a treat that night. We lined up across that front of that stage and did acoustic with harmony. Oh, son, they were not disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we played about half our show with him and the second half without him. Sure did. Took his
Sean's talking about the board tapes. My cousin Ronnie Bayer put them on CD for me. Some of them, and I can't find. I don't know what happened to them, but
Man, I'd love to have a
they
copy of those. tapes.
they
That would-
survived, and I put them on CD, or he did. And I would like you. I would listen, or if I was playing somewhere, take a boom box out and take it back home. And listen.
As many
Yeah.
places as we've all been and things that we have done, fellers, just stop and think. There's got to be a God.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that's a fact.
Yes, sir.
He takes care of food.
All you'd had to done
Oh.
was known me
He does.
before and after.
Listen, you know what? There's nobody too big of a fool for him.
Yes, sir.
I have backed myself into so many corners, and I mean, even after he saw fit for me to have a record deal,
Mm-hmm.
so many things that I have done. My daddy used to say to me, and I just heard somebody else say that their daddy said this to them the other day, and I thought I was the only one. My dad goes, he said, you're the beatenest one I've ever seen. He said, you'll come up here and you'll tell me I burned a bunch of stuff yesterday, and I made a vow not to ever do this again, and I'm getting back on. I'm gonna go to church regularly and Sunday school Wednesday night when I can go, and I would do it, and my life would change, just turn completely around, and I'd be like, finally, here's what I've been looking for. And then a year or two passed, and I'd creep right back down. I'd hang a left, right back down that road. My dad's like, "What in the world are you doing?" Yeah. And you know what I said to him? I said, "I guess that I forget why things got so good." And I just heard a preacher preach on that.
Yeah.
I just heard
a
a preacher preach an incredible sermon on that, and I've done it.
Yep.
I've up until pretty recently, I've done it my whole life, and I can't explain why. A lot of people operate different. I mean, I'm an adventurous person, and I kind of live on the edge a little bit, you know. And but I will tell you this, man. Watching my daddy, you know, Mom passed, and that was hard. Watching my daddy grow old and get to where he can't. It all this stuff has really, really changed me, and it's made me like we're here at the foundation, and it has made me see that this is the stuff that matters. Yeah. You know, I could play music. I could write 100 "Have You Forgottens," and of course, it blesses people's hearts in different ways and whatever. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, who we help along the way, and
that's right.
And it's what Jesus said. I want you to love one another as I have loved you. I'm fixing to go back and sit by the Father. Amen. I want you to do that. And so I guess it'd be a good way to wrap this segment right here up is to say this. I had to go a long way and learn a bunch of hard lessons to get to that. Yep. But those words from him, all this stuff we've talked about and all the fun we've had, all the many, many, many blessings. Lytle, I'm thrilled that you said what you said because it is the God's honest truth. I think to myself, I could never get as much pleasure out of anything in life as I do when we'd get on them microphones and that harmony would lock, and it'd be like I'd feel something inside of me, and I'd think I ain't gonna be able to handle this. I'm fixing to come unglued, and that's a God thing, guys. And so we went all the way around the world to get to that, and you know what? I love you all. It's been wonderful. Yeah. This has been more fun. So I don't know, maybe we'll be cutting this up into pieces or editing some stuff out and using the best of the best, but thank y'all for doing this.
We kept it kind of rated, so much. Rated PG, man.
Absolutely. I knew we could do it.
Sounds Like Life is a Rivertown Media production. Hosted by Darryl Worley, produced and edited by Mike Murphy, talent manager Julianne Drennan, executive producers Paul and Ashley Perry.